All right, another Friday night game, North Texas, UTSA. Meet. Got the Road Runners here. North Texas, 2-point road favorites, 72.5 the total here in this game. Very high total. You understand why. That being said, North Texas and Army turned into a bit of a slog, didn't it, on
Wow.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Nowhere close to the 63-64 total that game closed at once Bryson Daly, the quarterback for Army, was ruled in for that game. So that didn't even come close, that game, to going over the total. Something tells me, though, this one will have a lot of points. I don't know if I'm ready to bet over 72, though. I mean, that is a very, very high number. But yet North Texas, only the 3 points against Army. Was very impressed with with Army's defense. I mean, they made Chandler Morris look human. Chandler Morris has been very good this year for North Texas. That was not one of his better games. They didn't let Mackenzie McGill and Shane Porter, the running backs, get going either for North Texas. I mean, Army's defense, I had some question marks. I actually thought they were going to struggle because the one quibble you can have, C-Mac, about Army is that they hadn't faced a lot of really good offenses. And I thought North Texas, pretty good offense. One of the tougher ones, believe it or not, on Army's schedule. And Army shut them down. So credit to the Black Knights for a great performance on defense. Is UTSA going to be capable of shutting down North Texas in this game? Probably not. I mean, they've been in one shootout after another. This defense has fallen way off from where it's been the last couple of years. They give up 29 to Rice. We talked about how bad the Florida Atlantic offense has been. Even Florida Atlantic scored 24 points against UTSA. And then the last two games, I mean, 46 given up to Tulsa, not what you want to see, and then 36 to Memphis. But they did win that game outright as dogs because that offense got the job done. And that's the key. I'm seeing growth in a big way from Owen McCown right now at quarterback. He's been really solid of late. 4 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, and no interceptions for Owen McCown in the last 2 starts against Tulsa and Memphis. Really starting to heat up, really starting to get comfortable. We know North Texas still doesn't have much of a defense. I could only lean over. It's just I'm not rushing to bet it over at 72.5. And I will point out something. There was a stat I saw. The totals of 60s in the 60s and 70s this year in college football have really been trending under. And that is something to keep in mind. They really have been. So that's why I'm not in a rush to go over 72.5. I wouldn't take the under either because I think it's just a shootout. But 72.5 is a big number. As far as the side goes, I kind of lean UTSA here. North Texas off the Army loss, I think they've really geared up to play Army and try to hand Army their first loss, and to fall short. And now you got to turn around and play this dynamic UTSA offense. Now, UTSA doesn't have a great defense, but I think in a back and forth game at the Alamo Dome here, we just saw them beat Memphis at the Alamo Dome. So you got to give UTSA credit for that. I'd lean to the Roadrunners just a little bit here. C-Mac, what do you think? North Texas, UTSA.
Yeah, this game just seems like it has shootout all over it. And one of the teams until last week, the band that you hit on, have been kind of going to the under in the 60s and 70s that had been going over was North Texas. Even it had just been slightly kind of going over. Their games had been making it until last week. It's not they both moved the ball, but yeah, just no scoring. They really knotted up on the other side of there and inside the 20. Did both defenses. So UTSA with McCown, that's the big thing, the no interceptions. Like, man, it's just so key for especially a team like this that has a bad defense that's always out on the field. You don't want to be having turnovers like that. I think they're live here in this game. I take them or nothing. I don't know if I bet this at all, but I think, yeah, the Roadrunners playing a lot better football lately. Beat them or nothing.
Their last 2 games, which they lost, were Tulsa and Rice. They lost by 1 and by 2. So that's why, and they're getting 2 right here. So, like I said, you got to like the way. And Jeff Traylor's a good coach, and even though
I'm glad he's turning it around. He was,
compared to the last few years, he's still a quality coach. And to see that the kids are still, they're getting better, as the season goes on, even though they had a rough start, that's quality coaching still.
And these teams, we'll touch it. We'll try to maybe get into a little bit more on some of these. Like UTSA wants to get to a bowl. They win this. They beat Temple. They're there. They probably lose to Army at Army. So, just a big game for them here.
Yeah, if they want to get bowling, you're right. This is an important opportunity that they need to take advantage of.